Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Legend. Female player. Do you know of her? I would like you to give us your perspective on her. But she's a player I looked up to as well. And when she first came to Brixton, what's one of your perspectives on a legend by the name of Roslyn Mason? And if you remember her, give us your perspective, your first impressions of seeing her play, or if you played against her.
She played for Sheffield for 1 year.
Okay.
Did.
Talk us through that.
That was a good season. I mean, she was kind of toward the end of her career when she came to Sheffield. But for me, she kind of took me under a wing and was always the one in my ear in practice. Again, just such a high IQ and a competitor through and through, really. And I think that was kind of the biggest thing that I took away from her, was always trying to compete no matter who you're up against. Or like you say, whether you've got any mismatches or whatever, you couldn't ever fault her kind of work ethic. But yeah, it was definitely, would rather have her on my team than be against her.
Yeah, she's just a competitor. Like, I can remember playing against her. I think she was at Seven Oaks 1 year. Is my earliest memory, but yeah, she just competes. She knows the game. She knows where her spots is to score on the floor. She gets there with ease. She can defend. Just can play. I think that was the first time where I was like, oh, okay, they do actually play basketball in England, because before it was, no offense. I was just like, oh, okay. And her game, I think, was similar to girls I had seen at home. She's strong. Yeah. She has an all-around game, really, really good.
She was really strong. I remember around her in camp one time, and she pushed me out of the way. Put me in the way. I was like, yo, man, what's this, man? Anyone else have any memories?
I remember. I remember. I went to watch like a GB game. You get like free tickets when you're a kid and stuff. And I just remember the ball got wedged in it, and she jumped and just flicked it out. And my jaw dropped. I was like, what? But I'd never seen anything like that. I was just like, yo, I want to do that. Obviously, we didn't get there, but that's another story. But I was just like, she's an athlete. Yeah. I don't know if I played against her, but I just remember thinking, she's something serious, man. Yeah.
But she worked hard. Like, we'd finish practice. Well, she'd be like the first one there at practice, and we'd finish practice, and then she'd get a jump rope out, and we're all like dying on the floor, and she'd be like, "Oh, I need to get a bit of extra conditioning in." I'm like, "No, you don't. You just get killed with all practice, and now you're going to do extra." But that's what made her kind of be able to have a career and for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. She just approaches everything with such a professional mindset. That's what I always remember about her. I think she is like one of the players that is the least talked about, that should be talked about more, if that makes sense. I don't want to say underrated, because everyone knows how amazing she is. Underrated. But people don't talk about her enough. Like, I played in her conference, not at the same time, when I was in the States, and I remember walking into Manhattan's gym and seeing her name on the 1,000 point scorers, but she had over 2,000 points in college. She's just nasty. She's sick, and I feel like people just don't really talk about her. And it's she's one of the most accomplished GB players ever, and in the countries that she's played in, she's just amazing. And I just remember she has that professional attitude towards everything. I think when I was little, I'd gone to, I think I must have been 19, to a women's GB camp with your dad, and she was there, and I remembered I get on well with Roz now, but then you're a little kid, aren't you? And we were in college, but you're like, oh my god, Roz, and she was just the nicest. She always kind of marched to her own tune. She got along with everyone. She likes to do her own thing, and she had her own approach to things. And I just remember thinking how like awesome she was, just to have her own singular approach to everything, and how professional like that approach was towards every part of her game, like her body, her health, not just like her skills and stuff.
Yeah, I do remember my first impressions of her. This is going way back now, when I was like, I think I met when I was like 10 years old. She was starting out, so she had that approach from a long time now. And I first met her, and when don't say anything like this, but she had a high top. The first time I met her, the high top, and the hair was short. She's gonna kill me for this, but yeah, I remember that she had that approach. She had this thing as well where she just knew how to make you have this thing to give you confidence. Very infectious with giving you so much confidence on and off the court. So if you felt like you couldn't play, she would let you know like you get better. So shout out to Rosin. And she was one of the first ladies to step on the court in that madness. That was historic. I had never seen that.
I bet she held her own.
They held her own. She held her own.
I bet she.
Yeah, the dudes could. There were some dudes that just didn't want to. Yeah, she held her own, man. That was like very historic for me. But yeah, and when she went off to do big things, it was such a blessing to see that, because I met her from such a young age. Shout out to Roslyn. Before I give her a shout out.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.